Thought we played really, really well. Very proud of my team today and how they responded after a tough loss last night. We really needed our guys to bounce back, have a short memory, let last night go, learn from it. And, I told the team before the game that, when you're faced with adversity, you got to keep swinging. You got to keep fighting, and you got to compete. And I thought we did an outstanding job of that today. It all started with Clayton Schmidt when we needed a big start. From a veteran pitcher. We got one in Clay today. He did an unbelievable job. And how about Pat Crawl? Pat Crawl comes in, bases loaded, to face Destino, who was an extremely hot hitter, and a big strikeout right there. And then struck out Cullen to finish that inning and throw up a 0 right there, which was huge for us. Destino at the time represented a tying run, I believe, so that was big for us. And then Pat took it the rest of the way. So I thought our pitching staff did the two guys pitched today did an unbelievable job. I thought defensively we played really, really well. And then we had some timely hitting. We took advantage of some walks in the first inning, had a double by Rollman and 3 walks. Okie with a big walk RBI. Pender in the second had a 2-out triple, and then we capitalized on an error. And I thought the game, we broke the game open in the 5th inning. Okie with 2 strikes against a really tough pitcher, had really good stuff going in Webb. Did a great job of hitting the ball straight away center field with 2 strikes, score a couple runs, and then Pender added the insurance run with a homer. So, we competed really, really well today. I'm very proud of my team, and should be a lot of fun going into tomorrow.
Chris, you that at bat, you hit the triple. You got a 2-1 breaking ball that you took for a strike. What are you looking for on that 2-2 pitch, and what were you trying to do with that pitch?
I think he was trying to come after me with a breaking ball. It was a really good one, and to beat me with it. So I threw all my chips in, and then he guessed right, put a good swing on it, and luckily it fell, and got 2 runs in it.
Clayton, you realize that in the last 11 meetings with USC on a neutral site, you're the winning pitcher of record in both those games now?
Well, thank you for the information. But, it's a cool stat, but it's something that I just wanted to be able to swing the momentum and into our dugout going home tomorrow. And Pat Crawl came in and did an excellent job saving me. I probably had a heart attack sitting in the dugout, but he came in and shut it down for me. He did an excellent job.
What did you say to him when you greeted him coming out of the dugout there?
I said, "Thank you, God." He's unreal in these situations. He's coming time and time again and has shut down really tough situations to be in, and he's done it every time. So I'm extremely happy to have him on our side.
Monty, when that moment, both the batters you faced, 2-0 counts, you came back to striking both sides. How did you approach Destino and Cullen?
Well, after I got behind Destino, I kind of just took a deep breath and told myself, hey, I got a good defense behind me. I trust them. If they get the ball in play, they'll turn 2. So I just approached him, just throw strikes and attack him and make him do something. And same with Colin. After I got behind him, I said, relax, just make him do something and trust the guys behind you that'll help you out.
Monty, what went into the decision to bring in, to make the move right there?
We felt like Clay was starting to labor a little bit. I think he had hit about the 80 pitch count. And, in this time of the season, that's when you start to get into, you got to make a decision. He had been cruising through the game up until that point, but they had the double, and then a walk, and then next thing you know, we just felt like he was laboring a little bit, and we felt like it was a good matchup for Pat. Pat's a guy. The reason Pat was able to execute those pitches and get out of that situation is because he's got incredible makeup. So we just felt like in that situation, in a pressure situation against their hottest hitter, we wanted to go with our makeup guy. It was a great matchup left on left, and we fully trusted he was going to be able to get us out of that situation, and he couldn't have done any better than he did.
Chris, can you express what it's like for you to do what you did today after watching what your brother did last night, and what it means for your family to be able to share a little bit each way the first 2 games of the series?
Of course, that's always in the back of my mind, but my main concern today was to be able to swing the momentum into our dugout going into Sunday. And my job was to go out there and give us a quality start and be able to give our offense every opportunity they can to put some runs on the board. And they did exactly that. And the thing is that now tomorrow we get the opportunity to be able to bring it home and win the series on our turf. So, to go back to your question, it was definitely exciting after the thought, but it wasn't any thought about that before leading up into the game.
Chris, what was different mindset for you guys today coming in after what happened last night?
I think Coach Lee hit it perfectly. You gotta come back and keep swinging. Last night didn't fall our way, and today we gotta keep playing the game, playing hard, playing tough, and that's what we did. And he came out with the W. So we gotta bring that into tomorrow because South Carolina's gonna come in with a tough attitude, and I'm excited for tomorrow's game.
Chris, I know the season probably hadn't started the way we wanted it to play, but today, 2 quality bats helped your team win. Is this the kind of thing that can get you going offensively?
I know. I just try to keep playing the game. I can't control when the chips fall. I try to keep putting them in there, keep putting good swings on it, trying to make good quality at bats, and wherever they fall, they will. But I gotta keep swinging. I got a great lineup behind me and in front of me. The guys are playing tremendous, and it's comfortable to be in a lineup whether batting first or ninth. So it's been fun so far. I'm looking for the rest of the year.
Monty, shots on Pat and Clay had to work from behind in a few counts and showed a lot of composure. How much more confidence does it give you in the two of them to come in those adverse situations and be able to get out of it?
Well, I think both those guys, first of all, have tremendous makeup. Those guys are competitors, and I felt really, really good about both guys. Clay, has pitched in big situations like this game before and has had success, so we felt very good with Clay today. We felt like if there was anybody after a tough game one that could get us back into this thing and even the series up, is Clay Schmidt. And we knew that if we were running with it and doing well in this ball game, we were going to go with Pat Krall. I was going to go with Pat Krall regardless, first guy out of the bullpen, because I felt like, again, he's a great makeup guy. He's a great competitor. And he was the guy that I wanted to put our team on his shoulders and carry us once we took Clay out, and he did an unbelievable job.
Monty, I know you've beaten the Gamecocks a couple of times at Charleston, but you get your first win as Clemson's coach against them. And then what would it mean to win your first series against them if you're able to do that tomorrow?
Well, anytime, we all know the significance of the rivalry, and we all respect the rivalry, and anytime you can win a series in this rivalry, it's huge for your program. But we also know that going into tomorrow, we're facing a really, really good ball club. I've been very, very impressed with their team. They've got plenty of pitching left. They've got a great lineup. So we're going to have to be ready to go. We're going to have to be ready to play. And, the good thing is we are at home. We'll have a great crowd behind our team. I'm very, very happy with how our team bounced back. I think the biggest thing that I was proud of our guys today was how they bounced back after a tough loss in game one. And, now we've got a little momentum going into game 3, bringing it back to Clemson. But feel really good about it. And, hope our guys come out, stay loose, and compete and do exactly what they did today. And, it's a lot of fun to watch.
Okay, 2 things. Talk first of all about changing the lineup a little bit up today, and then tomorrow, now that the bullpen has really gone about as well as you can expect, who will get the start?
Well, we're going to talk about it. As a staff, I haven't even had a chance to talk to Coach C, and got to give him credit. What a great job he did today of calling pitches. Did an unbelievable job of calling the game today. He was a huge factor in us winning today. Did a great job of calling the game. But I haven't even had a chance to talk to him yet, outside of just telling him great job after the ball game. So we're going to talk about it as a staff and try to make a decision as to what we think is the best matchup, and that's what we'll do.
Marty, just from a sheer stuff standpoint, looking at Clay, what did you kind of think of his performance? It seemed like his changeup was just keeping him off balance all day long.
Well, his changeup was plus. He's got a plus changeup. He located his pitches very, very well. I just thought he had all 3 pitches going, kept the ball out of the middle of the plate, and he kept the ball down. And he kept the ball down, did a really, really good job. That's the best I've seen him pitch. So, for him to have his best outing in a huge game for us says an awful lot about Clay Schmidt.
Coach Pinder hit his 4th home run already. Leading up to the season, did you anticipate getting that kind of production out of him?
Well, like I said the other day, his nickname is Pootie, and I'm gonna have to start calling him Poppy. He thinks he's a power bat now. He wasn't getting out of the box too good either. When he hit that one, and it didn't look like it went out by too much. So, we're gonna have to talk to him a little bit about that. But no, he's a guy that he is a pull hitter, and he's a guy that pulls the ball some, and he can catch up to a good fastball. And if you throw the ball, middle to middle in, he can get the head out and he can pull it, and So far he's ran a few balls out of the park. I still do not think he's a power hitter, but very, very pleased with the production that he's given us so far. He big home run and scored another run. So, he had a nice day for us today.
Glade, I don't want to give away tricks of the trade, but what was kind of your approach to Alex Destino today? Trying to keep him off balance?
I knew that he's an aggressive guy on fastball, his first pitch, and I just wanted to make sure that I kept him off balance with my first pitch. So normally I would go with changeup, and then he's a guy that if you can get inside with a fastball and if you challenge him, you can beat him sometimes, and that's what it takes to be an elite hitter, is to be able to handle those situations, and he still put on good swings. And I was fortunate enough to be able to have a great game being called from Coach C and Oki behind the plate. And I just tried to challenge him with fastballs in and changeups away, and it worked out in our favor.
Clayton, you and your brother, you only allowed to run. I think you had fewer hits than he had. He had more strikeouts. Who gets bragging rights now?
Oh, we'll see what comes up tomorrow. So, but he had a great outing, and I was fortunate enough to have a great outing, especially with the guys that played defense behind me and Pat Carl coming in and saving me. And it could have gone either way today, and I was extremely excited for our players.
Clint, can you describe the emotion? Obviously, you shared this with your family immediately afterwards, including your brother was classy to come on over, and just the emotion that was all involved over there.
Oh, it's huge. I was overwhelmed with emotion even during the game, and it was a really special moment for us to be able to share together as a family, and to be able to do it with this group of guys as well. It was incredible.
Clayton, your road back, how important was this for you to come out and get a win against South Carolina?
Selfishly, it was one of the main reasons that tunnel vision was looking towards this game and this series. But more so, it was a fact that it made it even sweeter that our team came out and performed extremely well today after handling adversity last night, and being able to show that we are an extremely competitive team and a team that should be is a force to be reckoned with.